weekend, Colombia's new president, Gustavo Petro, is due to be sworn in as the country's first ever leftist president in a country that has been racked by decades of civil war. Nearly 6 years ago that the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, or Farc, laid down their weapons in a peace deal. Well, while violence may have fallen overall, dissidents and armed gangs have filled that void left by the Farc with devastating consequences. Our South America correspondent Katie Watson reports from one of the worst affected areas, the Cauca Valley in western Colombia.
This lush valley holds many secrets, and in these mountains, the illegal drug trade thrives. The indigenous Nasa community is celebrating their new year, a time to kick back. But the community is suffering. With more armed gangs in the region, indigenous children are the most at risk of being recruited. 13-year-old Derli is one of them. She ran away from home, tempted by money offered to her by Farc dissidents, but she soon regretted it.
We learned how to use guns, learned how to kill people and tie them up. They tied me up, made me starve. I had to drive a motorbike while they executed someone. I never wanted to do that, but if you didn't, they would punish you or kill you.
One female fighter took pity on Derli and helped her escape in the dead of night. But the nightmare continued.
I got death threats. One morning I woke up to find the armed group surrounding my house. My family hid me in a room.
People's lives here are dictated by crime. Farc members who never laid down their weapons, paramilitaries or criminal gangs, they're all competing for territory and recruits.
The writing here tells drivers to put their windows down or expect bullets, and it's from Farc, the People's Army. Supposedly, the Farc demobilized nearly 6 years ago, but you'd never tell from this.
Luz Marina helps track down vulnerable kids, either before they're recruited or rescuing them after. More than 18,000 children are thought to have been forced to join the now demobilized Farc guerrillas over a 20-year period. But today, she says the situation feels worse.
The gangs come along, take out wads of cash, tell the kids to buy what they want. It's no longer a guerrilla that fights for the people, because it's killing the people, and it's taking our young ones. They are the seeds that are going to work our land.
Land that's still full of illegal crops, like these coca plantations, in plain sight of authorities. It makes talk of curbing the cocaine trade and the violence associated with it farcical. The peace deal was meant to rein in cocaine production, but it keeps soaring. And farmers here carry on. When you can get just 15 cents for a kilo of oranges, but coca or marijuana pays you hundreds of times more, it's hard to say no.
We're not narcos. We don't have alternatives. The peace deal on paper was very elegant. We were promised everything, but actually it delivered nothing.
And young Colombians pay the price. Giovanni got $400 to join a gang. He's lost friends as young as 11 to the violence.
When I first picked up a gun, I felt adrenaline. It was something I liked. I wanted to shoot more and more, but the reality is, a fight isn't the same as just shooting alone.
His dad, Daniel, is an indigenous guard, protecting his community from the likes of armed gangs. He didn't expect it to happen to his own family.
I felt so much sadness and pain thinking I might lose my son. The first thing you think is, how did I fail?
But in these parts of Colombia, the right path is a hard one. So few young people are able to shape their future the way they want. Katie Watson, BBC News in Western Colombia.